Glenn Parker, High Vibration Foundation. I wanted to talk about a couple different things, but right now, particularly the holotope experience. Ugh. I am Edward Sleepy Pants. For some reason, I napped today, and I think I could probably nap some more. And I think during my explanation, I think that will kind of come through as to why. Holotope, in particular. Now, I've reintroduced the sacred circuitry once a day, holotope once a day, all 22 point whatever, 23 minutes. And then also, Sleepy Pants transformative shifting exercise. So all Bashar items. And I have been listening more and more again to Abraham-Hicks. So sleepy, I think, is because of a lot of integration, and I wanted to talk about particularly the holotope and some awareness of Oversoul connection, and that the holotope is applicable as a fractal to any matrix. So it could be applicable to me, the center being the Oversoul and all the fractals there down, like the spirit, the higher self, the template level reality, all the way down into physical reality, and then all the components that make up the physical being, all the way down to first density. Now, I don't have any animals in me, so there's no second density type of things going on, but you have second density, you have physical particles and stuff like that in there of consciousness. So going down, 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 and that is also applicable, the holotope is applicable if you were to think of the center as all that is, something that is not conscious, but is all things, all times, all places, and also could be applicable if it was this galaxy, from the galaxy on down to all dimensionality. So since it's teaching that, and it's rewiring the brain, now I've heard Bashar say that the holotope, that you're looking at the bones of God, and it's like, and that's during one of the holotope meditations. Don't remember which one, to be quite frank. Not one that I've heard very often. So this idea of the holotope being a fractal, and could be a fractal, since all fractals are a fractal of other fractals, and they all include all portions of every other fractal, and that we all are a part of all that is, and the one, that it's applicable to any element. So if I wanted to apply it to myself, if I wanted to apply it on an oversoul level, and there was a time I was shoveling snow in New York, and outside it's cold as hell, and I also was doing transformative shifting exercise, holotope experience, and sacred circuitry, probably about a year and a half ago, and shoveling snow, getting the walkway done, and snow is still coming down, so the stuff that I have shoveled is starting to pile up. I'm like, oi! And then, the snowplower comes by and pushes it back, and da-da-da-da-da-da. So I'm like, oh, all right, here we are. And there was a moment that something had unfolded, a piece of information, because it does take time when you get these downloads from listening to Bashar, because there's a lot of information coming through that isn't verbal. And when you're listening to Adronis, when you're listening to Abraham-Hicks, probably not so much in Abraham-Hicks, though I'm not quite sure, because I've had some unfoldments later on, but I know there's a lot of information from a lot of the other channels. So I was sitting there, standing and shoveling, having a good old time. Shoveling is one of the best exercises that I've ever done, let me tell you, at least for upper body and for lower body. It's a great cardio exercise. And then all at once, I had a recognition energetically and intellectually that I was aspects of the snow that I was shoveling, of a bird that went by, and it was the bird that initiated it. It was the bird that went by, that was a part of the Oversoul connection, aspects of the snow and the shovel and the items that I was wearing, so that I could have that experience on a higher level. And I kind of sat with that for a moment. I didn't stay too long, because I was starting to get cold because I wasn't moving around. But I sat with that for a little while, and today there was a re-recognition of that that I am aspects of all things, and even a higher recognition that, you know, I contain all fractals, and all fractals contain me. They all are the one, and the one of the all. The only way there could be one moment in creation, one thing, differentiated as different things, as different frequencies, such as myself and you that are watching this, is if it was all one thing. There couldn't be one moment if it wasn't one thing. And time is subject to existence. Existence isn't subject to time, because time is an element inside of existence. So the fractal and the holotope is applicable to any portion of existence, because it is a representation energetically of the bones of existence. So, I don't know, something that I was contemplating the meaning of life. I was actually in the holotope experience, actually, as I was doing it today, and I usually play something else on my headsets, on my phone, whether it be another meditational exercise, or maybe lately it's been Abraham-Hicks, once again getting into the vortex and things of that nature. And this came up, and I've been sitting with it more and more. Matter of fact, I had to take a nap, and I think it's the reason that I was pretty sleepy and flubbly and just not 100. I haven't shaved, you know. I felt a lot of integration, a lot of things, and not quite following a routine or doing normal things, which is a good thing. You know, doing different things, I think, is critical to this process. Is that everything that I wanted to share? That sounds and feels like that's everything that I wanted to share. Something else in there wants to come out? No, it seems like that's good. We're good to go. I'd also note that I'm going to step up the Syrian sacred circuitry to twice a day, closer to bedtime, and I'd also like to make a note that I haven't been having epic dreams ever since I reinitiated the holotope, and then now I have a lot more memory of my dreams, and they're really, really, really epic, and it seems like it's every waking, dreaming moment, whatever you want to call it, in the astral state, since I've added a transformative shifting exercise, so just as a notation. Thank you very much for joining me. Again, Glenn Parker, High Vibration Foundation. Always a lot going on down there. In the description, there's I take the time to revamp those a couple times, like once every couple months, with all the new things that are going on, and links to, you know, different types of activities, and maybe different things, seminars and things that I think might be applicable to this type of material. So lots of things going on down there. Always check that stuff out. Always cool stuff. Coaching, I could just like freaking lay down and take a nap. Coaching, life, business, and spiritual. Like, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much.